welcome. My name is Kyle for the win, and welcome to my Call of Duty Black Ops 4 patch video. Now, this is patch 1.04 that just went live yesterday. This patch was absolutely massive. It was about 10 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken. So, massive patch. So I'm going to go through absolutely everything multiplayer-wise and Blackout-wise. There's a lot of stuff to do, so get comfy. This is probably going to be a long video, but in this gameplay, I am using the Spitfire SMG, which is currently my favorite gun in the game. I'm absolutely in love with this SMG, and there will be a class setup video on this gun very, very soon, so stay tuned to my channel for that. Anyways, jumping into the patch, there was a full, ginormous multiplayer patch that went live yesterday, as you guys probably know by now. So basically, for the multiplayer, there was a playlist update, which added a few new featured playlists. One of them is Gun Game, which is a playlist added to the featured playlist. No parties allowed. You guys already know what Gun Game is if you've played any previous Call of Duty games. Super fun mode where you basically cycle through a bunch of weapons to get to the last one. Next, they added Mercenary Deathmatch Mosh Pit, which is basically mercenary domination or objective game modes like we had previously, but now instead it is a TDM and kill confirmed, no party allowed type of mode. They also brought in Chaos Domination, which is a playlist that added 3-second captures, 150 point rounds, and it's 6v6. So very fun mode. It's an absolute blast to play. I absolutely loved playing that game mode earlier today, and it's a great way to rank up and get a bunch of kills. So super fun there. Next, they added some stuff to Hardcore TDM and Hardcore Kill Confirmed. They increased the player count to 6, and they added a 2 specialist limit per team. So for all of you hardcore players out there, you can now play hardcore TDM and kill confirmed with 6v6. Now it's time for the weapon changes, and these are big. So jumping into the assault rifles, straight from Charlie Intel. All this info is from Charlie Intel, by the way. I'll leave the smaller stuff in the description. I'll leave this whole article in the description, and I'll just read the big kind of important things. So, basically, it says, we are dialing back some previous buffs to assault rifles to help close the gap in effectiveness between ARs and SMGs, allowing SMGs to be much more effective at firing on the move. So, very useful. I'm not necessarily happy with this change, but I'm also somewhat happy for this change as well, because finally SMGs are more useful than they were. I know SMGs can be in this game were pretty underpowered, I would say, in the beginning, but now that they've changed this a little bit, SMGs are much more reliable and much better than they used to be, as you can see in this gameplay. They nerfed all the assault rifles with these two nerfs, and that is slight reduction to ADS movement speed for all assault rifles, and slight reduction to ADS in transition speed for all assault rifles. So basically, they aim in slower, and they basically don't have stock built in. But I mean, I can't really tell much of a difference. If you guys missed my Black Ops 4 live episode from earlier today, I'd highly recommend you go check that out. And look at the lag in this lobby, by the way. Look at this lag. It was ridiculous in this lobby, but it's all fine now. I actually ended up leaving. So now individual weapon changes for assault rifles. The ICR-7, thank you. Reduced headshot damage and slight reduction of the reload speed. Thank gosh. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten insta-headshotted by the ICR. Very frustrating, but I'm really glad they made those few changes because they were much needed changes. Next, they nerfed the Vapor XKG a little bit, which is reduced close range headshot damage. Damage now falls off sooner, which I did notice in my live commentary from earlier today, where I was almost going to get a Relentless. I'm hoping most of you guys watched it by now, but I almost got a Relentless. But then I kept on not completing kills because of stuff like that, because of the damage range fall off. High Caliber has also got a reduced headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a 3-shot kill. So, I guess that's also kind of interesting to see. And now jumping into the SMGs, which is very nice to see. Submachine guns. Mobility is the primary strength of SMGs, speeding across the map to engage or disengage quickly. Some of the close-range SMGs were performing quite well, while others struggled to compete with the rest of the category. This week's balancing pass levels the playing field between SMGs. So, the MX-9 has extended all damage ranges to make that gun better. High caliber has also been nerfed a little bit with this weapon to eliminate the possibility of a 4-hit kill when using high caliber. The Cordite has extended all damage ranges, which is very nice to see, and the belt feed operator mod has an increased overheat rate. I've actually never seen this belt fed operator mod used in game yet, but I know it's there and I know it's pretty good as well. Next we have the GKS, which has been nerfed to its operator mod, which is quad shot operator mod, has a slight time increase between bursts. It was very, very good, I noticed. And then the SOG 9mm dual wield operator mod has reduced hip fire accuracy, which I think is very, very nice to see, because dual wield weapons should only be good from close range, and that's what should happen. Now, jumping into the tactical rifles, we've buffed the ABR to be more competitive with other tactical rifles, while stepping down its operator mod to keep it from becoming a crutch attachment. The Swordfish received some attachment adjustments as well. So jumping in with the ABR 223, the ABR 223 now has extended maximum damage range, which is very, very nice to see. The Repeater operator mod now takes longer to accelerate fire rate, so that's nice as well. Stock slight reduction in movement speed bonus, so that's okay, I guess. And Laser Sight and Laser Sight 2 have improved hip fire accuracy, so that's kind of cool as well. I don't know why you'd want to hip fire with a burst weapon, but I mean, if that's something that you enjoy doing, then that's something you can do. So now jumping in with the Swordfish. The Swordfish has a high caliber nerf, which has reduced headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a 3-hit kill, and the Pentaburst operator mod has reduced extra granted clip size. So I actually use that operator mod a bunch, so it actually kind of affects me a lot when I'm using the Swordfish, which is a very good weapon, but I think the change is necessary with this weapon. Now jumping into the sniper rifles. A lot of people are heated about the sniper rifles, and I will tell you guys why right now. So the other sniper rifles needed help to fight the King Paladin. We're giving these rifles reduced idle sway and upon their damage to help finish off wounded targets more consistently. Remove turn sway when aiming down sights on all sniper rifles, or better ensure weapon reticle stays centered when turning. So basically, for all of you guys who have not been quickscoped when someone is right there in your face turning around and destroying you, now that will happen again. Of course, it's never happened to me in Black Ops 4 yet, but just be aware that it will probably happen now. So that gameplay just ended. I finished that 33-9, which was a lot of fun. I'll probably move over into a domination gameplay on firing range right now. So the Outlaw has improved base damage from 110 to 130, reduced idle sway, increased base movement, and stock slight increase in ADS movement speed bonus. Now guys, I absolutely hate the Outlaw. I think it's the worst sniper ever. So if you guys can use it, that's fantastic, but I don't think that 110 to 130 did a darn thing, because I think that sniper is abysmal, and it's probably the worst sniper I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, next we have the SDM, which is increased clip size from a 10 to 12 and reduced idle sway. Now the SDM is basically the EBR from previous Call of Duty games, which I actually have yet to use it, and I'm actually wanting to use it because I think it'd be a very, very fun, good kind of assault rifle type sniper rifle to use. Next we have the Kashka, which is improved damage from 120 to 140, and the stock has slight increase in ADS movement speed bonus. So pretty good there. I'd say the Kashka is a good sniper rifle, but I think the Paladin, of course, as you guys already know, has kind of been the king of the sniper rifle community here for Black Ops 4. Now jumping into the LMGs. A lot of the LMGs have been nerfed, unfortunately. So some in the community have discovered that the Titan and the VKM 750 are extremely effective weapons. We're turning them down before everyone jumps on the bandwagon. While they'll still be scary to face off against, players will now have a more reasonable chance to defend themselves against these LMGs. So the Titan has reduced headshot damage, reduced hipfire accuracy, and reduced ADS movement speed bonus with the stock attachment. I still think the Titan is amazing. So, you know, the stock attachment is still very, very good, and I don't think it should be nerfed at all. but it was, and you know, I don't think the nerf really did much in my personal opinion, but that's just my opinion. So just so you guys know. Next we have the VKM 750, which I already did a live commentary on, and it is an amazing LNG. So it has reduced movement speed while firing, reduced damage slightly, and fat barrel operator mod, reduced bullet tracer size. Now, the reduced damage I think is bad, because I think the VKM had a very good damage. It was hard to use in some ways because of the fact that it had a slow fire rate and did high damage. So it was rewarding, but you also had to be careful with how you did it, because now, in all honesty, the VKM might not be that great anymore, but I guess we'll find out when I use it again. But now the Hades LMG has a crossbar operator mod, reduced movement speed and accuracy, and the steady grip has improved recoil mitigation. I don't know what that means, but it looks like the Hades has been nerfed a little bit as well. Now jumping into the pistols, the slight reduction to ADS in transition speed for all pistols. The RK7 Garrison has a slight increase to the time between bursts, and a slight reduction to its reload speed, so that's not a really big deal. That's the only pistol that was nerfed. Now jumping into the shotguns, thank goodness, the shotguns. Pardon me, the weapon class is close to where we want it, with only a couple of specific attachments performing better than intended. Shotguns in Black Ops 4 play a different role than in past Call of Duty titles, and those who have practiced cat and mouse gameplay can be highly effective with them. So, the MOG 12, choke barrel, one-hit kill range reduced. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how annoying it is to get blasted from like half a mile away by that shotgun. So annoying, but I'm so glad they got rid of that. The Dragon's Breath operator mod resolved an issue where the Dragon's Breath occasionally triggered incorrect visual and sound effects on targets. I can't believe they brought the flaming shotguns back in, but luckily it's only on one shotgun, and it's a very, very rare thing to get killed by. Thank goodness. The SG-12 strobe light operator mod addressed an issue where the strobe light where it would remain on after death. So very annoying, but they nerfed it a little bit, which is good. A live update coming soon to reduce the range at which the strobe light interferes with enemy aim. Again, thank goodness. Very, very annoying attachment that they put on that S12, but I'm really glad they changed that. Now jumping into the attachments, we have the attachments on all weapons. Grip 2, reduced ADS flinch mitigation, suppressor, reduced damage fall off ranges, holographic sight, reduced ADS recoil. That's awesome because I love the holographic sight. Dual zoom optic, reduced ADS recoil. Recon optic, reduced ADS recoil. And the ELO has slightly increased ADS recoil, so there's more recoil with the ELO sight. So that's good to know. Now jumping into the specialist. I apologize for that noise, the banging in the background. Hopefully you guys can't hear it too much, but you might be able to hear it. It's really actually annoying me, so hopefully, guys, it doesn't annoy you guys also. But jumping in with the Ajax, we're providing more strategic options to counteract the ballistic shield and to help ensure the shield isn't activated too often in the same game. So explosives now apply partial damage to the front of the deployed ballistic shield user, which is great, and the ballistic shield now takes longer to earn. I'm not seeing a 9-bang buff, a 9-bang nerf, sorry, which I think there should be, but there's not, and then we're just going to have to deal with that for the time being. The Nomad, we wanted to encourage the Nomad to work more closely with his K9 unit, and now it is reduced. The reduced K9 unit health is 10% reduced, so I think that's a good thing as well. Crash, I'm not going to go over. Firebreak, I am going to go over, which is Purifier has been restored to its former glory. Increase Purifier flame damage to a guaranteed eventual kill against a player who doesn't have Tactical Mask equipped. So awesome. I'm really glad they buffed the Purifier, because as you guys know, Firebreak is my favorite specialist in Black Ops 4. Love him to death. He's absolutely amazing, and that is great to see here. Now, I think that's it for... I'll go over the Prophet really quick. So the Prophet's Tempest needed an upgrade to stand a chance of competing with the rest of the specialists. So it's greatly increased Tempest projectile speed, slightly increased Tempest chain distance, and resolved an issue where being hit by explosive charge would disable the Tempest charge, preventing further arcing. So I'm really, really, really happy to see that they nerfed, buffed the Prophet's Tempest. I think it was an absolutely terrible specialist weapon. I did not like it, so I'm very glad to see that it's fixed. Now, the spawns. The spawns is a big one. Spawns. Team Deathmatch. Tuned spawn logic around how enemies impact where the game chooses to respawn the player. So that's a great one, so that's nice to see. Spawn adjustments made for Slum, Summit, Militia, and Firing Range. So when I was reading these patch notes earlier and I was going to make the video on it, I was extremely confused as to why they only did it for 4 maps out of the 12 that we have. That's a little bit weird to me that they changed only 4 maps. I think the spawns needed to be changed on a lot more than just that. But now jumping into the domination spawns. Spawn adjustments made for Icebreaker, Contraband, Hacienda, Payload, Gridlock, Slums, Summit, Militia, Jungle, and Firing Range. So that's like 90% of the map, so I'm really glad they fixed those. I never, I guess, really had too many domination issues. I do notice some domination spawn issues on Firing Range. That's the big one for me. Next is Hardpoint. Tune spawn logic around how the active hardpoint affects nearby spawns. This should provide more predictable spawns when battling over an active hardpoint. Additional global spawn adjustments to improve the ability for a player to another location for their teams another location for their team's respawns relative to an active hardpoint. So spawn adjustments made for frequency and seaside. So that's good to know. And now free for all. Spawn adjustments made for Slum, Summit, Militia, and Firing Range. Again, why not all the maps? I think they should change all the maps. Now we have Control. Spawn adjustments made for Slum, Summit, Militia, and Firing Range. Same thing. Why not all the maps? I just don't really understand that. Now jumping into the gear, we have, I'm just going to go over the big ones that are the most used, which is actually the only 3 that are there. So Stim Shot, increased time to fully heal the player. Thank you. Stim Shot was your crutch. Armor, resolves an issue where armor protected from more damage than intended when hitting areas of the body that have damage multipliers, such as the head or upper chest. This primarily affects weapons with chest modifiers such as sniper rifles or weapons with high caliber too. So I'm really glad they changed body armor as well. And then my acoustic sensor reduced the range at which sprinting enemies are detected. So sad. I love the acoustic sensor, as you guys already know. And I think that is absolutely everything. I guess I can go over some of the streaks really quick, but then I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Pardon me. So the pardon me again. The Mantis has resolved an issue where the Mantis could be destroyed by touching the out-of-bounds area of a map. And the Dart has now increased explosion radius and damage. Thank goodness. When I was doing in my last Black Ops 4 Live episode, actually, when I was using the Dart, I was constantly complaining about how it didn't kill anything unless you direct impacted them. So now players can use a second Dart when earning 2 Dart score streaks, so that's really cool as well. And Strike Team. Prevented Strike Team kills from counting towards owners kills without dying medals. So again, that's very nice to see. No longer can you get nuclears with the Strike Team. So that is absolutely everything, guys, for this patch. There's a whole bunch more stuff that you can go ahead and read through if you would like to. A bunch of map changes, theater changes, gameplay, game modes, all sorts of stuff has been changed. And if you guys want to check everything out, as I said, I will leave the full patch notes down below in the description. But it's actually been a pretty long video, so I hope you guys managed to enjoy all these patch notes. An absolutely massive patch. As I said earlier in the year, I wanted to go ahead and start doing a lot more patch videos for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, just because it's nice to see and, you know, nice to know what changes are happening in the game, because, you know, I like making these patch notes videos for you guys. I think they're you know, they're informational, and of course, as you guys know, I'm your source for everything Call of Duty. It says it right there on my channel art. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out all of my Call of Duty Black Ops 4 videos. I had a Black Ops 4 live episode earlier today that I think a lot of you guys will really enjoy. But leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new. Make sure you check out, as I said already, all my Black Ops 4 videos, and I will see you guys on another video very soon. Hello.